What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. Hey, so today is going to mark episode 4 in this FXRT clone build that we have going on here. And today is going to be, well, detailing day. We have a laundry list of stuff that we need to do to this bike, this carcass of a motorcycle that we have our hands on here. We're going to go through and clean up the frame and the engine. We got the remnants of that mouse house there that we had in the last episode. We got to get rid of that. We have grease and grime and gunk that's all over this engine case and this frame. We'll go through and clean that stuff up too. There's spots on this frame that haven't seen the light of day since 2009, so hopefully we'll be able to make it look a little bit better. We're also going to do some aluminum polishing, try to remove the oxidation that's happening there and get that looking nice. We have the wheels that we pulled in the last episode. These things, although rather weathered, I think I have full confidence we'll be able to clean those things up and make them look like they just rolled off the factory line. And then finally, we also have the forks that we pulled as well. Those things are going to take a little bit of work to get them to look good, but again, I have confidence. I think that they'll come out really, really nice. All right, so ton of stuff to do, so we might as well get started. First up is going to be to paint these forks. Although I do like the look of polished aluminum, I think on this one we're going to go through and sand them and paint them. There's quite a bit of pitting on these things, and you know, I just, in efforts to save a little bit of money as well as save a little bit of elbow grease and my sanity as well, I think this will be the better route. So we're going to go through, sand them up, hang them, shoot them black, and they should look pretty good with the with whatever color I choose. I mean, black is black, so it pretty much goes with just about anything. So, all right, let's go ahead and get that done. In order to get these things ready for paint, first off, we're going to need to go through and remove any stickers. We have an inspection sticker there. These reflectors will be coming off. They're double back taped. Some people would elect to keep those on there, but it's a Harley, not a Schwinn. So we'll pull those off, get rid of those. I'm going to have to tape up these caps right here just to make sure that we don't accidentally sand them. And then the whole entire surface of these lowers will be abraded, more than likely with like 400 grit. The pitting's not horribly bad, but it's there. So once we get that done, we'll get these things hung up in the booth and start spraying them. So, all right, let's go ahead and do it. While the paint's setting up on the forks, I think it's going to be time to tackle this frame and engine. First things first, I'm going to go through with a blowgun and try to get whatever loose stuff is just kind of hanging around in there, the remnants of that mouse house, as well as any of those mouse turds and everything else that's in there. see if we can't get that stuff out. And then from there, step one is going to be to hit the engine up with a little bit of engine degreaser, hopefully loosen up some of that gunk that's been hanging around on that case for a while. After we do that, we'll spray it off, and then we'll switch over to step two here, which is going to be purple power. I'm a big fan of that stuff. It usually works pretty well, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then finally, we're going to go through and take a wash mitt and some nice soapy water and just give this thing a nice little rub down. So, all right, let's get going. And just like that, it's all clean. Man, this thing actually came out better than I expected it would. That two-pronged attack with the engine degreaser and then following through with the purple power after the fact really got most of that built-up stuff that was on there off. I do still have a few little small areas here that I'm going to go in with a toothbrush after the fact and clean up. But yeah, it's looking way better than it did. So I'm pretty happy about that, so I think we're good. All that junk that was left over from the mice, that's all out of there. Everything's nice and clean. All right, so we can move forward. The next thing is going to be to polish these rocker covers. Originally, my thought process was going to be to remove those from the bike, do them on the bench, but you know, everything's already in place. I don't really want to buy gaskets, so I think we're going to do like a best efforts kind of thing. When the tank's on, you really don't see much further in than that anyway. So I'll see what I can do about getting my buffer in here and cleaning that up. But, you know, everything else will kind of be done by hand. I think it'll come out fairly decent. So, all right, let me get set up here and we're going to do that. In order to polish the aluminum, we're first going to start off with a quadruple zero steel wool pad. That is going to go through and remove any of the oxidation that is on the top surface of the aluminum. From that point, we're going to follow through with a metal polish cream made by Blue Magic. If anybody is interested in exactly how this works, you can see part 3 of the Batwing fairing installation video that I put out. That kind of details this whole process a little bit more. But I'm going to use a wool pad on an orbital mini buffer right here. That's going to produce a shine. And then from there, we will go through by hand and follow through with some rags. This is a rather messy process. It does create a lot of spatter, but the results are usually really good. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, just to give you a little bit of a quick glimpse of what we're dealing with here and what it's turning out like. This would be the before. Just went over it with the quadruple aught steel wool, and this is after about 5 minutes, 10 minutes of polishing. So gonna keep going on this. Also gonna do these two here. Figured while we were right here, we'll go in and clean that up, make it look good as well. But get back to you as soon as this is all done. Alright, after plenty of polishing, this is what we came up with. Not bad. I think they look pretty good. But what I'm most impressed with is how these came out. These things came out like absolute mirrors. Unbelievable. So, pretty awesome. Really, really good. Alright. Benny, what do you think of them? Man, he's not impressed. Alright, so on to the wheels. These things are going to get pretty much the same treatment. I'm going to go through quadruple aught steel wool, and then we're going to follow up with that same metal polish cream, as well as the wool buff pad, and let's see what we can do. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, after about 5 minutes of polishing, that's what I've come up with. Pretty amazing. Still got a little bit more to go on it to really bring out the shine, but already a huge difference between that and that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get these done, and I'll get back to you as soon as I get them finished. So about 8 hours later, and over the course of about 3 days, this is where we're at after polishing. I don't know if I'd call them exactly factory line fresh, but they look really, really good comparatively speaking to what we were dealing with before. So I'm going to go with it and say that they're not going to get a whole lot better than that, which in my opinion, they're more than acceptable. Alright, cool. So those are pretty much ready to go back on. The other thing that's ready to go back on is our forks. Got those back out of the spray booth. These things came out really nice, so we'll be slapping those back in, putting these wheels back on, so that we can go ahead and start moving forward with this and getting our way into the handlebars next. So, alright, let's get doing this. And just like that, it's all back together. Man, that thing really, really looks good. I am just so happy with the way this came out. It's a shame all this is all going to be hidden underneath the fairing, but at least I'll know it's there, so I guess that's all that really matters. Alright, with the brake all back on, rims looking good, forks look great. It's now time to concentrate on that back wheel. So let's get to it. with that, the back wheel is back in place. There was a little bit of a struggle to get it to sit where it needed to go, but it's done now, and that's one more thing that we can kind of check off the list here. All right, looking good. And with that, that's going to bring this video to a close. Hey, make sure you join me next time when we start tearing into the handlebars on this bike. We have a lot of bracketry and things that we're going to need to start mocking up in order to fit the FXRT fairing to the motorcycle, and you're not going to want to miss a single minute of it because it's going to be a really cool transformation. Hey, and if you haven't already, do me a favor, give me that thumbs up, subscribe, as well as hit that bell for notifications so you know when more videos like this are going to be coming out. And as always, keep the shiny side up, and I'll see you guys all on the next video.